seen ups and downs. I know you don't understand the things that I've said. I just to say it anyway. I never put it all away. This means a lot to me. This means a lot to me. It's family time.
Right, viewers, so we are back with another episode of the Talking Drum podcast.
Like we never left.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm excited about episode 1 because I didn't really think it was going to go that far.
Oh, sure.
The turnout was massive, and we want to thank everybody who took the time to watch the videos. Keep on watching, subscribing, and liking. And what was your take on episode 1?
Yeah, we think, like, I am even out of words, but I'm short of words. I really, really appreciate those who really took their time to watch the videos and to just listen and give us feedback. The energy was very, very great.
It was great for, the first time.
Yeah, I really didn't even see, I didn't really imagine they could just, create that kind of buzz with the first. Not that I was doubting us, and I really, really appreciate everybody who took their time to watch episode 1. God bless you so much. And we just want to assure you that we are here to just serve you with the best of the best.
Okay, so we are back with another episode. And I'm quite excited about today's episode because we are going to be discussing like a whole lot. But first off, I wanted us to talk about how to start a project, a building, to delve into your goals. Because last week we were talking to people to go to God to find out what they were called for.
Yeah, so that means we just introduced the surface area of purpose.
Exactly. So now that we've entered a new year, people have resolutions, they have goals, specific targets, what they want to accomplish. How do people start with minimal resources? Because some people will look around and say, I want to start, but I have little or zero.
Yep.
How do people start?
Okay, so I really, really think that to start everything, there is the actual necessity to kill the debate in your head.
Okay.
So
Tell me about it.
So
Debate.
so the debate is basically like you thinking through the pros and cons of everything, trying to say that okay, is this going to work out or is this not going to work out? So naturally there is always a debate in your head. Should I start this thing? Is this thing going to succeed? What is maybe the market area around the particular project, or what I want to do is too saturated and I really don't think there is a space for me? The questions can go on and on and on. Everything that you can actually think about to obstruct you or to make sure you don't really get that kind of particular objective in motion is going to pop up in your head. And to break off from that barrier and to start, even look at our resources, which is also a factor. The basic objective, or the basic, I think, mountain that people really need to jump to make sure everything or every great thing is planted or is born, I think, is you killing that debate in your head, making sure that you are going to start with that word. And the moment you actually start what you want to do, that is where the debate dies.
Wow.
So the moment you really kick it in motion, it's like all the noise around you becomes quieter, and it's now you can really look at, oh, actually I could really do this thing. So, the doubt that really surfaces when you really think about you doing something or really starting a project. It could be a business or whatever, as you talked about and threw more light on. I think the main thing, or the line of focus of which you should really consider, is to kill that debate first in your head before you actually even think of doing anything. So just say to yourself that you can do it. Make sure every noise or every scope of idea that is going to even cripple the idea you're thinking about is very out of focus and not paid too much attention. So you really looking at this after the debate has been killed. Now we look about starting with minimal resources, as you said. So do you really think resources should be a problem?
I really don't think so. I mean, for human limitation, we see what is around us.
For sure.
It's always about what you see. And I remember you speaking about vision and sight.
Mhm.
We are always sight centered.
Exactly.
Sight-centric.
Exactly. Size. Yeah.
I think I just coined that.
I like it. Site centric. Yeah. I'll
So,
put that in my dictionary.
right.
Mm.
Looking around you, you know you have, if it is money, you know how much you have in your account, whatever resources you have.
Mhm.
But if you focus entirely on the visible, the
Mhm.
things you can see,
Mhm.
you not necessarily see long term what you could achieve.
Exactly.
So I believe that having the vision could in a way overshadow the little things that you see, such that you could take that bold step.
Mhm.
And it cast my mind back to the book of Genesis,
Yeah, sure.
which clearly states in verse 2, it says the earth was without form and
And void.
that's what God had to start with.
Mhm.
But he was able to, with the help of the Spirit of the Lord, create everything beautiful that we can see around us today.
Mhm.
People, you see trees, natural resources, water bodies, etc. So I think that looking at long term and then starting with whatever it is that you have. But when you were mentioning, when you're speaking about clearing your mindset and killing the debate in your head,
Mhm.
I also thought of something. So for some people, it's not necessarily about starting afresh
Mhm.
something.
Mhm.
They are in a particular job, or I mean, whatever it is that they've set out to do.
Mhm.
But they can now tell that that is not their calling or their area that they are supposed to specialize in.
Exactly.
So sometimes I think that it is not necessarily only fear of if you're going to succeed, or if what you have, the little resources you have, can take you there.
Right.
But sometimes I think it's also about the fear of what people around
Would say definitely.
are going to say.
Mm.
And I remember when I wanted to start learning how to play the keyboard,
Mhm.
and I spoke to someone very influential in
Alright.
my life
Alright.
for security reasons.
For security reasons.
Name withheld.
Alright.
Uh,
Name it how you.
yeah, I thought the person was gonna be like, okay, you can do this, AJ, you can do this. But that
Yeah.
was not what I got. And if I had dwelt on what the person said, I
Right.
probably would not have ventured into it. Because the person was like, you know, you're a female, and it's a male dominant.
Yeah. All that
Yeah.
debate, all that questions.
No, you're gonna be moving with the guys, it's not
Mm.
healthy and all that.
All right. You know.
It's not always that this thing I'm gonna say. Yeah, it's debatable, but it's not always that older people will
Mm.
give you the right counsel. That's why in the first step
Exactly.
I made mention about going to God.
Yeah.
If that is what God has set out to do.
The real manufacturer.
Exactly. Do you think, or in your life experiences, have
Mm.
you had any situation about having to redirect your path?
Oh, a lot. So I would even start from, what I really studied in the university, like, which is the chemistry. First of all, you're a class of 14.
You are a chemistry student. How come whenever you studied chemistry, you don't even look like a chemist?
The truth is, we are only two chemists in the world that are not original. It is, for me, I wouldn't hide the names. I would say the name. I would look in the camera and say the name. Benedict Mafukufi.
Shout outs to Bennett.
There are only two chemists in the world that are not original. Please don't trust us with anything. It's me, Benedict Mafukufi, and I.
Wow.
So we are only
Tell
two.
me about you.
I would not.
No, No,
No,
tell me about it.
but I wouldn't hide your name. I would mention your name. You know I would. For you, I don't have no fear, no security reasons whatsoever. So it is basically, so that was just by the way. So with the class of 14, we really had this guy of which name I already mentioned, but when we really were in first year, she really couldn't cope with the pressure, and
It's from the chemistry.
you know, it's not for the faint-hearted, I will tell you. And you know, we really were in a particular set, and that really didn't also make it easy for us to assimilate. So he, after year one, he started asking all these questions that we were talking about you know, how people are going to see me, what are my parents going to think, all the questions and all the debates.
He drops out of the program.
But he knew he was sinking, and he wasn't the only one sinking. We were all sinking, but he was drowning.
Oh my God.
So he just had to just decide that, you know what, I would have to quit and start all over again.
Wow, that is a bold step.
That was a bold step. I wish I could have that kind of courage. So fast forward, he quit and he started again. So when we went to second year, he really started from first year in a different program. And to God be the glory. Should I even say it that way? He was actually one of the first people I could see that he was blooming.
Wow.
He was enjoying the new lease of life.
Yeah.
And I really felt that I wish I could have.
What really stopped you?
So that is the thing. You could know that you are in the wrong niche, and you are doing something that you really feel like, you know, you are not meant to be there, but you know, for one reason or another, you just had to like make sure you just do what you do regardless. And it's like you really feel like if you had the opportunity to express yourself, you would, but you couldn't. Because, you know, back in the day, I wouldn't even say way back in the day because we are still in the day. So, you know, we had good grades in Watsi, we had good grades in chemistry, so maybe we just convinced ourselves.
Convinced that you could actually take the
Actually, my brother was living there and we really pushed the action. You know, you go and do this chemistry. You had a good grade. You see the grade. So you pushed it, and it was like, you know what? And I also wanted to go to the university. I didn't really want to stay home and wait. I just felt the eagerness to just, you know, go. So I just jumped into it, and it's like I wouldn't say proudly, but it was, you know, one of the worst periods of my life. It wasn't fun for me. And I wouldn't sit here and say I wasted the time, because I really think I found a middle ground to make it work for me because of the people I met and the knowledge I got from it and all that. But I really felt that I could have functioned properly if I was in a different kind of space with my skill set and my expertise. But it's because of some of these debates and the questions we are talking about. Some people really feel stuck somewhere, and they really feel like they cannot get away or break away, or, you know, actually build themselves because of societal pressure from home, pressure from friends, and, you know, society. But when you are sinking and you are dying inside, the truth is society won't pay attention to that. So you'd have to really see the middle ground, that this is for me. This is actually what I want to do. I would excel better here. Not because you are actually a great student or you are not really good, but it could be because you are in the wrong niche or you are in the wrong field. So it's not bringing out the best in you. So it's actually making you feel like you are the worst student or you are bad at. It's actually just evident that you are underperforming at that particular, you know, scope of preference. So that means you should actually really feel the need to admit that there should be a change. And you should really stick to your convictions of saying that, okay, I really don't think I'm doing well here. And the best thing for me to save time and to also be who I always want to be, not to kill my vision, but to always make sure that I embrace it, I would have to kind of jump out of where I am and just like be who I want to be, or try to embrace my vision so that I would really be comfortable in life. So it really happened. It really happened. So I know Benedict and I, right now, we say it and laugh and we enjoy, those moments where we were drowning. But now I really think that we have really found our feet in our area today and are still doing great and better. But I will advise anybody who is drowning at a specific area. It could be business. It could be anything. The best time to restructure is 5 years ago. The next best time to restructure is now. It's now. So I would really say.
Sorry for interrupting your listening, and I would like to take this time to thank you so much for subscribing to our YouTube channel. We, the team on TD Podcast, would really appreciate it if you keep on hitting the subscribe button, keep on sharing, and keep on liking our videos. This gesture will help us to go a long way to keep on bringing you exciting and educating episodes. And so we are very grateful that you're going to do this for us. And as always, thank you for your support. Now, back to the video.
But you looking at that, even starting with minimal resources, as we have said, with you even starting, killing the debate and starting being in the wrong niche, as we have discussed and seen, building things that will last you a lifetime, things that really require you to be very structured. That is what we are going to really talk about, which is building systems. You really have to start with a key code of motivation, of discipline, learning through patience, using patience as a classroom. So how can we really put all these things together?
Well, for starters, I think it is very important you mention discipline. And as a word, it is something that a lot of people struggle with, and I'm not an exception. So I have come to realize that in order for you to be like stuck to your plan and be disciplined, to say, you have to create systems around you that sort of keeps you in a trap, traps you such that you just have to follow through.
Exactly.
And when I talk about trapping yourself, it could be binding yourself with times, deadlines, having accountability partners, taking full responsibility for your actions and inactions. I think that will go a long way to help. Because sometimes you want to really start a goal, a business, a career, find yourself in a niche, an area of specialty, but the discipline and the consistency to follow through. And you are not able to follow through because you've not bound yourself with any structure that sort of holds you.
Right.
I remember last semester, when the semester began, I was given a task of writing like a 16-page document for, I think, a particular course, and to write about a 10-page proposal and another, 15-page summary.
There's a lot.
It was a lot. And I saw myself, I have like a span of 4 months to do that. And so I was chilling.
Yeah, like Benedict he was always chilling.
Exactly.
Always.
And before I realized, we were 2 weeks to the end of the semester and the deadline was right here.
Yeah. But before you even go, Benedict, today's episode is about you, so make sure you share this episode to everybody. It's about you today, bro. This is dedicated for you.
And I remember I found myself complaining to my professor, no, it's such a short time for me to write like this many articles. And she was like, AJ, when were you given this to do? And there I could not speak. Because I realized like the discipline to follow through and write.
Follow through.
And I remember she gave me like a profound advice, which I implored and I know it's going to help me throughout this year.
Yeah, sure.
And she was like, sometimes if you are doing something by yourself and you don't have a timeline or a deadline to it. No one actually gave you a deadline that you're supposed to complete this first phase of the project this time. You only have until like the end of the project. This is what you are going to achieve. But then no one has necessarily asked you to every time be accountable. Okay, you are writing 16 pages. First week, you're supposed to submit 1 page.
Exactly.
Because of that, you always push things to the end and you are not able to follow through. But why don't you speak to, let's say, a friend? By the end of next week, by 5 p.m., I'm supposed to send you this
or that
document. At the end of month 1, I'm supposed to give you an entire breakdown of what I've been able to achieve after I set out this business. That way, you've tied yourself. And it's not only like about friends and all that. You could create like things like
you trapping yourself.
Find every means of creating that trap. You cannot like
break out from.
What else do you think would help with, building, setting out into any projects of any kind?
Okay, so what you said is just so perfect. I think that is a trapping the trapping system. It works so well, and to every successful person, right? To everybody trying to get into success, that is to all of us. So to get to the top 10%, okay, to get to the top 10%, I think is discipline that will get you there.
Right. Absolutely.
But to get to the top 1%, you have to build a system.
Right.
So a system actually functions, even in a business, it functions with or without the CEO or the leader or anybody who is assigned to make sure or to galvanize everything, because there is a system in place that makes sure everything is flowing seamlessly. So I would just say this I would just say this. To really build systems, you really need to trap yourself. All right. So we could just use this philosophy from Hernan Cortes, the conquistador, who really led a crew of 100 men to Mexico in the 16th century. That is in the early 15th century, 1519, to conquer the Aztec Empire. So upon getting to the shores of Mexico, he really ordered his men to dismantle the ship. So that sign of that sign he actually, or that particular task he made his men do, made sure they really had this mentality of them not retreating or not giving up on the vision of the great rich in which they came to perform. So by dismantling the ship, now there was no retreat, no surrender. So now the only way was forward. There was a one-way traffic. It's either they go and complete the task or they die. So that is what Hernan Cortes used. And that system works so well in our day. Like, you trapping yourself, you're making sure that you eliminate plan B to make plan A work.
Right.
So you understand that when there is no plan B, your soul or your main focus is on plan A to make sure
everything you're reached.
Exactly, you get into plan A. So you trapping yourself, I think, is one of the major ways of which you can assign accountability to yourself to make sure you accomplish that particular goal or that particular task. So I really also think that, as you said, you involving a lot of people you can trust in your circle, but it also a highest form of accountability, as you said, a friend or somebody you can really trust who can really help you build that kind of discipline quotient. It's a very, very valuable systemic method that you can really have in your arsenal. So, and you really, one thing I also want to really throw more light on is you having your signal to noise ratio. So,
what is that?
So if you talk about signal to noise ratio, signal to noise ratio is simply things you can do and the distractions. So the signal are things that are meant to be done. And the noise is the distraction that comes with it. So a very potent signal to noise ratio could be you reading a book and you opening that app on your phone. So you know that let's say by 3 to 5 p.m., let's say within this valuable 2-hour period, you can read a book or finish, let's say 20, 30 pages. And that pop-up, that Instagram message, that WhatsApp notification can really, you up replying to one message can lead to replying another and another and another. And by the time you realized
2 hours.
So exactly, that is noise. So that is the noise that came to distort or distract the signal. So I really, really think that in order for you to trap yourself, these are major systems or these are major components that will make the system actually thrive that you cannot get rid of or you cannot really decide not to pay attention to.
Yeah, I think it's very important. As you were speaking about the notification and all that, I just thought of something that kept on like recurring. So I'll set out to pray and I'll give myself probably I'm praying for like an hour. And then before I start, usually I want to play music with my phone.
Just to give you
create atmosphere. And by the time I realize I get like a notification, it's like really
you have to really it's so true.
Distracting. But you know what I did? So in relation to what you said, like creating that trap and everything, rather still be playing the music in the background, and I put the phone on don't disturb. You can put it on silent or whatever. Sometimes when I get fed up, I just turn off the phone.
Yeah, sure. Because I really think
turn it off. Sometimes no matter what you do, like the distractions will keep on coming. So eliminate everything.
I really think that in this our generation and this our time, that I think information is so accessible and everything is at its peak. I really think distraction is and noise is at an all-time high, and it really takes someone who is really focused and who really wants to achieve a certain a certain standard to really, really commit to being like, you know what, I will really set out myself that this 2 hours or this particular time I have associated to this particular task is going to be is going to come to fruition. I am going to work at it. I am going to make sure I do it. So I think system one is very important. You trapping yourself is actually very, very important. And I think that it is something that the brain takes a while to adapt to. But once the brain gets to adapt to that system, it no longer craves for the results. It rather craves for the repetition. So it's like the brain now falls in love with the process, not even focusing on the result, but rather focuses on the repetition and try to get more reps as possible. So that is one thing I think, people really get to not to overcome, because it's like in the beginning it's very difficult, especially you saying that you went to one area that I think can be used as a perfect example every now and then is you being, starting getting yourself to work out or you going to the gym.
Oh my God.
So
don't go there.
So I'm just saying, at least it's like people really focus on motivation so much that they really not get to really focus on creating systems. Because it's like when they watch that video, when they see that thing, it's like, okay, today is the day I am actually started. And some people really go as far as to get it even in motion to start. And it's like we go to the gym today. We go to the gym today and we come back. It's like, oh, my body is broken. It's like, you know what? They'll be like, okay, I'll go tonight. I'll go tomorrow. I'll go.
The first first
I
week,
don't.
it's always like there's a whole lot of energy and motivation.
So you understand.
But when the motivation dies,
So
I think it's the system that keeps you running.
exactly, because motivation is just like fuel. And, as you go throughout the day, it's like you lose fuel, you lose energy. So it's going to go down per se. But so you having systems around you is making sure that that particular task is going to be done regardless of how you feel, how you are thinking, or the situation that you are in. So I really, really think that motivation is really important, but systems are way more efficient and systems are way more better in terms of you getting something done than you getting only motivated to do it. So I really, really think that is one way or one major system that we can really implement in our daily lives to make sure we achieve success, because it's very, very important.
Starting from me, I think today we've discussed starting out with minimal, starting out when you don't have much resources, and killing the debate in your head, not dwelling on your fears or what people are going to say.
Exactly.
Into your plan, having patience. What else do you want to add to that as a conclusion of the things that we've said today?
Start. Don't give up. Don't run on your power. Implement systems. Trap yourself. That is key. If you forgot everything we discussed, trap yourself. Trap yourself. Have a very good assessment of yourself in that particular field or that particular niche you want to really get into. Get all your assessment and researches ready. Don't really focus on resources. Just start with what you have. Nurture that seed, and it's eventually going to grow to become that tree that you can enjoy from. So
Right. And so this is how we sign out for today. Thank you so much for watching the Talking Drum podcast. Keep on sharing, keep on liking, and keep on subscribing. Thank you so much.
yeah, shout out to Benedict though.
Shout outs to Bennett.
This means you're lost to me. It's family time. Hella little